Hey everyone, this is Alicia Cooper Wells. Some of you may know my husband and I recently acquired an art collection that really got us excited about art. And we found that there was a need in the market that people did not know where to go if they were looking to get rid of pieces because of damage, and they can now come to us. So in this time frame, we've taken a few classes to learn how to preserve and conserve art. This piece here we'll be talking about today is called the Sharecropper. For those of you that may not know what a sharecropper is, when slavery was abolished and slaves were free to go, they actually had nowhere to go. So many slave owners, plantation owners, would allow slaves to continue to tend the land there for a wage. Now, some people still consider that a form of slavery because the slaves did not own the machinery, they did not own the land. So after they would reimburse the plantation owner for those tools that they may have used, or the lease for the land, they often were not making even what we would consider a living rate wage. So the distress that we see on this sharecropper's face may have to do with today's view of just a continuation of slavery, a frustration, but yet being able to adorn and have the option of what you may do with your time, but knowing that in order to make a living for your family, the only option you have is to continue to be in the same situation that you were in, that you felt like you were freed or liberated from. So we know now that it takes more than just freedom in order to actually feel freedom. You have to have education, support, along with that in order to actually have the full liberation that goes along with freedom. It's not just a word, there are other actions and series of events that must go along with it as well. Now, breaking down this piece was completed by the artist of Samuel Benson, and we know his creativity, his mastery of the skills to be able to paint on any medium is always a surprise. So this medium here is particle board. Those that may not know particle board, we believe this piece of particle board may have come from a back of a dresser, and particle board can deteriorate with moisture. So it's known to have a lot of damage. If it gets wet, it'll swell, it'll break up, look almost like little pieces of wood ground up with a certain glue material, and it makes a wood-like surface, but it is not as strong and sturdy as it would be with a piece of hardwood. So particle board is something you may see actually, or have noticed throughout life, but maybe never thought about using it as a canvas to paint on. Now, Mr. Benson was so creative that along with him using particle board, part of his own idea of conserving the piece and preventing moisture from deteriorating the image, he used roofing underlayment to protect the picture from any damage or moisture proceeding. So thank you, Mr. Benson, for taking those extra steps, and now we have this beautiful picture of the sharecropper that we can discuss. And honestly, you know, this is one of my favorite pieces. I feel like I'm starting to say that on every piece because they tell such a terrific story of the artist, as well as the pieces of history that he has painted for African Americans. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be coming back to you this week. We have some really great items coming up, paintings that were painted on burlap, painted on cardboard, as well as a few pieces that were actually painted on canvas. So I look forward to following up with you guys very soon.